What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky third-party Transformers review, we're looking at the technically last, but not quite last, Trainbot from Moon Studios, and it's their MS-05 Green Zone. Now, the reason, of course, I say he's not technically last is because he's not number 6. That was Cool Peak. Also, it's not the last review we're doing because the final one is actually going to be Shoky. We'll look at that next time. You'll figure out why pretty shortly. Either way, we do have the box right here. Looks very nice. You got the nice swoopy orange and green colors here. You got a nice shot of the bot mode, shot of the train mode. Look good. Of course, it says Green Zone. Turn it this way. You do get to see a 1-to-1 representation of the bot himself, which looks pretty good. Come to the back, and you've got obligatory rear and front shot, combined mode, and 2 different train mode shots, one with and without the wings. Looks pretty good. You get some warnings right there. Sharp edges. Be careful. That's true. Be careful. Made in China, 2022. And you come over here. Got 1-to-1 trains mode. One thing I've always said about these is like they have fantastic box. Everything about the boxes are good. Green Zone, MS-05. Radiatron. Also, I just remembered I need to turn off notifications on my phone before I continue. So, that's it for the box. And of course, in the box, you do get instructions, which are fairly good, but because he is essentially the same as Cool Peak, most of his transformation and everything, well, is literally the same, if not ever so slightly different, just due to the fact that he's the left arm instead of the right arm. We've done no combiner stuff later. I'll have a video just for the combined modes, and then a video of just Radiatron coming very soon. So set that aside as well. And of course, in the box, you do get a Wingy Doo. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if this is his or the other one. I think this is his. I mean, they're exactly the same, so you know, you can still pop them open. I'm gonna need a spudger. I think I left them in the other room. So there we go. Nice Wingy Doos. Look cool. Has a big old gun on it for no apparent reason, but you know, it's there. You also get the train connector bits. And yes, eventually I will be doing a full-on train combine shot as well. You get his really nicely done rifle, though what's really strange, and I noticed that at least about him, he's got nice metallic red painted here. Everybody else is like kind of a dull orange. Where is Cool Peak? I think Cool Peak also has metallic red. Yeah. So it's like in the earlier bots, they didn't bother with a nice paint job. So nice metallic red there. The bot itself does have metallic red. And I'm going to show this off just because in the current mode, I have the hand removed. So there's his left hand. I'll show why. It's not really going to be a part of the transformation or anything like that for now. So there's the hand. We'll look at that, obviously, when we get to full-on combine mode. Alright, guys, so with all the box and everything out of the way, here is Green Zone in his green and orange train mode. Now, I have no idea what his technical train is, but it looks pretty cool, as far as I can tell. Nice kind of metallic-y orange going on here. You got the headlights, windshield wipers, same bumper as the other one, so it's pretty good. Kind of like that. Got a little dealy-hoo hanging out the roof here. A little air conditioning unit as well. Gotta love that. Silver paint, all that. Nice masked off orange paint all the way down the side. Of course, you can see through the translucent windows to a degree. You got the doors and all that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then from underneath, you can see just what looks to be like a hollowed out carcass. Because it is, sort of. So, I do have the hand removed on mine. So where is that hand in particular? So, if you wanted to, the hand can just stick right in here. I get that thumb flat. Kind of like that. You gotta have it lined up just kind of right, and then it'll stick in place. It's probably better to do it in robot mode, where you can actually get the thing to go in proper. But either way, like, the hand does tuck away. That's how it normally will be, but as you guys saw in the Taro video, and you'll see later, of course, I don't have the hand installed because it actually makes for better clearance. Otherwise, you know, clearance. It's fine. It's fine. Where's his gun? You can store his weapon up under here if you're so inclined, utilizing that tab right there. And it will hide away, just sticks out just a little bit. It's slightly better than the old ones, I'll give it credit. You do have these tabs on either side here. No idea what those are for. Doesn't seem to go anywhere, if I'm honest. And the other guy had them too on Cool Peak. He's got a very similar thing. I have no idea. You can also, utilizing that same spot, just kind of have the gun on the side of the train if you're so inclined. You know, even up here, I think that's a little slightly thicker tab probably. Maybe there. Or there's a hole in the roof. You could do that number. A little more G1 toy, I guess, probably. And if you saw it in the Taro video, depending on if the Taro video came out first or not, you can take the wings, you know, they come like that, split them. And you've got 2 tabs and the post. And you can just mount it to the roof like that. Now you have jet train. So now you have 3 of them that have kind of a jet train thingy on the roof. When I say 3, you'll see what I mean. Also, this little guy here should remove, but I don't know if it will. It should come out, because in bot mode, that's where you would plug the wings in if you were so inclined. Come on, get up there. Close that, get out of the way. And for comparison, here he is with the Wally Meister. Looking good. And if you want to so inclined, if you have the Lego train tracks, like I do, you can, in theory, get him to ride the rails. Now, this is always a very extreme balancing act. So he's sort of sitting on the tracks like that. It's about as close as it gets. I wish they had gone with the proper scale train tracks for this. Probably would have been a little bit better. I do like, the one thing I do like about the Hasbro is it comes with train tracks. It's the only thing I like about the Hasbro. Everything else kind of sucks. Alright, so, but unlike other reviews in the last couple here, I can bring out his other trains for TrainBot comparison. Okay, so here's Iron Crotch. Ugh. I forgot how big he was in train mode. I'm gonna go ahead and bring these out. Here's his other arm brethren. You see they're roughly the same size. I'll have to zoom out here. I got a handful of trains. Here's one of the leg bots. Also, my review desk is not big enough for all this. And our first guy here. So we got Dark Knight. Damn, I don't remember all their names. So, hold on. Let's zoom back and up for the time being. Ignore that. You just saw nothing. You saw nothing over here. YouTube time travel. Okay, so let's see here. Green Zone, Cool Peak. Dang it. I know he's Dark Knight. I know that's Iron Arm. This one is... Actually, is it above me on the wall here? Just looking around. That would be convenient, but no. Dang it. I can't remember that one. So the first one we got technically. So we got the 2 leg bots first. Then that guy. Then these. And then, well, actually, Shoky came out. The chest bot came out in between, but there we go. That's the 5 previous as it goes. And yes, in the next video, I will have all of them together in combined train form. To the best of my ability. We'll see what happens. I doubt I'll even have enough Lego track to accomplish all of them in a single rail, but I'm going to hook them up in their at least cartoon full-on train form. You know, just, I guess because I can, right? Yeah, I guess so. All right. Alright guys, it's time for transformation, and a little bit of behind the scenes. I had to film another part for a different video, and then I came to the realization that I still needed to transform this guy, along with another one. And you'll see where the where these come into play later. It's a lot of YouTube time travel. Also, with a mild repaint, this thing could look like Mothra. It definitely has a very Caterpillar-esque front end. Now, because I've already shot the part that I need these things for, I'm going to very carefully try to remove this without breaking anything, because they always feel like they're going to break. And I have broken 2 of them already. Ah, shite. Okay, so that one didn't break. And by the way, guys, you can see here, it's a little rougher. I did sand down all of them before filming the particular part of the video you guys won't see till next time. Also, this sucks because this is on a partial piece here, not a solid piece, so I gotta be real careful pulling it out. At least that's plastic on plastic instead of plastic on paint. So, there's that. Alright, I think, first and foremost, other than setting the magnets out of the way, we're gonna come up here to the wheels, go ahead and fold those in. I don't know, should I brighten this up a little bit? Alright, just because there's a lot of black. I'm going to go ahead and flip this away because I don't have the hand installed here. If you do have the hand, such as this, you can plug it in there and it'll be in your way. I'm going to show how to transform into robot mode without the hands, because if I do choose to leave them in robot mode, that's how I'm going to leave them. So take your wheels here, actually turn them 90 degrees, and that tucks away perfectly into that hole, just like that. It's going to be the same thing for combined mode, little known fact. Alright, the rear wheels are slightly more difficult because they do have the T-tabs holding them together. So you're going to have to do some stuff that feels very uncomfortable in this. And kind of pry that up and don't let it fall back into place. There you go. Seriously guys, get these spudgers. Go to Amazon, Google search spudger, buy a buttload of them. You probably need 3 or 4, you know, if you're doing this kind of semi-professionally. Alright, go ahead and fold these way. Also works really well for model building and stuff like that. So, alright, I want to come to the center section right here, and this is plugged in from the back side here and there. Go ahead and do it on both, just for the heck of it. And now you need to come up to the roof. Yes, I realized I have to do the roof first. And this section here with the air conditioning unit needs to come up first and tabbed in like that, and then it's tucked under here. So lift it up from the back side first. And you can see here, these tabs go under here, and then these little rounded spots go around there. And you can see a little red dot in the middle. Looks nice. And we can bring this up, go ahead and flip it a flap under, same thing on this side. Grab the AC unit and flip it to there, like so. Where are we at now? Grab this part of the roof. Wait, do we do this part or this part? Let's go with, yeah, go ahead and pop the whole roof up. And then this part, at least on mine, is very tweaked. Like, it's already under tension. Like the front of the cab here. If you saw in the Taro video, you can see here, these parts, you can see how kind of pushed in they are, and I don't understand why that happens. It feels like something doesn't fit quite right, and it's squeezing in here, causing this piece to really kind of squish into place, and it's not supposed to. Speaking of which, let's see here. We want to come up under here, untab these, and now the whole front comes down. You have a slot there. You got a big fat wide tab there. Close that in and just sort of get that out of your way for now. Now we're going to come up here, and of course the part that gave me the most trouble is going to be the part that gets you the most trouble. Go ahead and pull that up, fold this under. As you can see, I went ahead and extended the entire arm without really meaning to, but you might as well. Go ahead and unpeg, extend, collapse, fold in, and it should tab in nicely. Is that it? Okay, yeah, tabs on the other side. Got it. Okay. And we've already sort of gotten a good amount of the bot exposed. I'm just chilling up in here. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the legs then. So we have all of this. It's just all tabbed together thoroughly down the middle. And this is where this part needs to come out like so. Fold this in, fold this flat, give it a squeeze, do that again, take that in, flip this in, fold that flat, and then we come back to the underside where more things are still tabbed in together. Pop, pop, and now our legs are separated. These posts here and here, kind of hard to see because it's black. Let's see here, can I get any? There we go. That one right there seems to be the hardest one to get in place for me personally, and that's for both arm bots, not just this one. Okay, so we can grab the foot, pull it down, get a nice little extension here. This part, you need to pull this out just a hair, just so it gets past that little tabby. Slap that down, pull that up, and then the toesies are in here, and just depending, you can get that out really easily or not, you know, it just depends. Leave the foot down and out so that we can access most of this. Come to the back side, we do have the wheels here. You want to push in, so they tab up under this black piece right here. That's perfect, you can see it right there. Untab, fold back, fold in. Now we're going to extend the leg, so we're going to pull outward. Kind of give it a good wiggle while you're doing that. And then you have this piece on the inside. You want to make sure that's out, not 100%, but you know, it just needs to be up and out of the way. And then this piece needs to flip in like that. No big deal. Once again, you know, it's a difficulty of so much dark stuff here. It's kind of hard to see what you're doing. Now this needs to fold down, and then it will go in the gap of the knee right there. This takes a little bit of finagling. Now that's where it belongs. All right. So here you want to push that down, and then the E-shaped clip here will close down over that. And hold that in place. Sometimes it will push this part in. Just reach in and pull it back. That's basically all you got to do. Now, it does not come that way out of the box. Out of the box, that is folded up and away. You need to make sure you deal with that. All right, so the wheels, you have a double hinge and a swivel down here. And you need to bring the wheels in like this. And then this tab right here will go into the slot there on that center section. Now I say that as I put everything in the way of that. Okay, hold on, let's pull that out of the way. Then do that. And dang it. Bring that back up. Okay. So once again, that tab there. Okay, so that's there, and this is almost in the right spot, right there. So now this is locked into this, and this is locked into that. So, and then the wheel itself is just annoying. So then you can collapse your foot however you like, usually just to about there. Go ahead and do the other side. Pull the foot down for clearance. Get the heel spur flipped in. Go ahead and pull it down so that you can clearance the toes. Usually just pushing forward on this will help roll it forward. It's a bit easier than it was on Cool Peak. Alright, so just do that number. Come to the inside once again. Untab the wheels from the inside of this thing. Flip up, and you might as well rotate inward. Okay, I'll get here in a second. This part's in my way. Fold out. By the way, you can utilize the hips, kind of make your life easier. Tuck that out. Now, getting this to unstick, because it does tab in kind of down there, getting that to unstick is not the easiest thing in the world. So go ahead and pull this forward, flip that in, flip the knee cap up, bring all this up and in. Now that's tabbed into place. Now this part down here kind of got tucked away. Seriously though, it's dark as all get out. Get up in here, pull it. There we go. Alright, so we will roll the wheels in, fold this in, kind of line up our E-shaped tab here, slot, and tab that in so now the wheels are secure. Foot is good to go, and there's half our robot. Oop, his toes are all jacked up. There we go. Flatten out your feet to the best of your ability. There we go. Oop, hit the microphone. That's always a good thing. Yay, now he's raising the roof. Okay, so we got all this back here. The shoulders are interesting, but we do that after we flip in these tabs here, or you just do that like that and try to break your whole hinge. Just be careful with that. That is a minor pin joint, but that allows you to flip the shoulder flippy like so. Okay, so things you need to remember. This part here needs to go inside the chest. This part here needs to fold inside the arm before you move the shoulder up and around. So you need to do that like that. Now we need to twist this 180. Same thing on the other side. Oh, that one's not down as low. There we go. Grab the head, and it's on the same double hinge and ball joint that Cool Peak was, but this one functions better, if I'm honest. Grab the chest, flip it open, close that, close that, close chest. Come lift the arm back up, pull the shoulder up, and use that cool pivot joint to move the shoulder forward. And as you do that, you now have a slot for this tab for all the good it does. That never stays. So go ahead and close that. By the way, this guy has a lot of orange overspray on the inside. And you can raise the arm up, rotate your arm, your bicep I should say, turn it all the way. Grab the inside of your forearm and flip out your hand and close back up. There we go. And then instantly you put enough torque on that and it just pops back up. Okay, so same thing on this side. Pull the shoulder up. You see that part flip around nice and neat like that. Tab it back, tag it down, instantly pop it out of place. Rotate your bicep, bend at the elbow, bicep again, sorry, arm, hand. A little stiff, but not that bad. Some of the older ones were worse. And we're nearly done. We still have to do the the backpack saga here. Can you stand on your own feet, please? All right, so for the backpack, not hard. Open this back up. Now, if you have the hand here, you'll have the wheels out. And so this is a difference here. So if you have the hand in there, the wheels will sit kind of like this, and then the backpack will come down and over the wheels and just sort of hide them to the best of their ability, and then also integrate with the hand. But that's why I'm showing you how to do it without the hand, because I haven't seen a whole lot of people do it this way. So clean that up nice and neat. Bring your backpack down. It is a slidey joint here. You have grooves here that these little pieces will slide into. Slide the whole backpack in, and when these are far enough forward, they will tab into place. Let's see if that's right. It's good on one side, but not the other. Something's not quite there. There we go. Good enough. So that's how you get the backpack on. Really nice and clean. And that's the way I prefer to do it. You don't have to do it this way. This thing is being annoying for whatever reason. There we go. Cinch up the foot a little bit better. And there is our green zone boy in robot mode. Yep. By the way, just so you guys know, this is a very difficult review series. You'll see why. Alright guys, now that we have him here in bot mode, he's looking really solid. Gotta love it. I do already have his gun in his hand because that's just how filming things work. I was taking thumbnail shots and just did it. I will say that I did actually modify the gun ever so slightly here in the handle. I have... Did I turn this light off? Okay, hold on. I have gouged the handle out just a little bit because of the way the gun is shaped. It actually tweaks if you plug it into his hand. You can see there it's off a little bit, but I gouged that out just a little. Give a little more clearance. Now, it doesn't hold it quite as tight, but if you work the fingers just right, you can get it. It's fine. And actually, it allows you to kind of slide it in from above if you do it that way. So, there. And of course, I only modified the one side, so if I want to put it in his left hand, I can. You can see I have put a new Autobot logo on him there. He's the only one that comes with an exact spot for one. That is a Repro Labels cartoon version of the Autobot logo. You can buy those at Toy Hacks or Repro Labels if you're so inclined. I'm sure down the line I'll probably have a specific kit for him. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside for now. And we'll talk about him. I think right now he's probably my favorite because something about this green and orange paint scheme along with the metallic red little bits like here on the belly or here in the arms, it just looks fantastic. And even though he's mostly covered in what is essentially a metallic clear coat, there's also a difference between like the seemingly glossier stuff and the matte finish. Got some nice silver paint, grayish paint there. It just looks really good. Nice black on top of the gray here. Nice grate there in the crotch. Silver paint here on the knees, although you can see where they masked it off a little bit. It's kind of funny. The orange is nice and vibrant down the side here. A little less vibrant on camera, if I'm honest. But that's just, how we gotta do that. And then, of course, from the back, cleans up very nicely. Now, he does have all of the exact same features and everything as Cool Peak. Sorry, I just realized my camera was dark. The only thing that I found slightly different about him is that his right thigh doesn't want to rotate very easily, and I don't want to put a lot of torque on it because the last thing you want to just snap off your hip by accident. So, speaking of that, let's just go ahead and, let's see, come up to his head. Right here. We'll zoom in as best I can. And very nice orange paint there. Gray painted inside those vents, which looks fantastic. Beautiful metallic blue visor / eyes and really nice face sculpt. He does have the exact same ball peg head there along with the extra hinge. So even if you want to kick it up a little bit, give him a little bit more of a neck, you can do so. And then, of course, shoulder pauldron thingies are a little bit different. You can see here that there's a little bit of a cap. So I bet if you pulled those off, the vents the Coolpeak had would still be there. Come around to the backside. They're the same. Sorry, I realize one of his knees is bent, and that's why he's giving me a little hard time here. His hips ratchets are also pretty tight, so I'm trying to be careful. Once again, nice almost gunmetal color there with metallic red all lined in there. It reminds me of a Gundam, especially with these symbols here. For some reason I went with the clear version of the Autobot logo instead of the like a silver backed or a white outlined version. I think it looks a bit better. And I mentioned this before in Coolpeak, but they used the exact same torso part, but this one is facing the other direction on Coolpeak, and then if you turn around, you can see Coolpeak's backside there. And it's the same thing. Let me go ahead and secure the torso with the side or the front skirts and back skirts. These are the ones for Coolpeak. These are the ones for him. Now, I will say one thing that mine has that's an issue, and I'm sure yours is probably the same, is that keeps happening. So this doesn't want to stay plugged in very well. Now, mind you, this is the actual shoulder joint out to there. You do get your bicep rotation. You get your elbow that's good for way over 90 degrees. You can actually get them to salute almost. Also, I didn't realize there's a nice black here instead of just that. It's almost like it didn't get the same color. Is that squished down as far as it's supposed to go? I guess so, yeah. Okay. Hands all individually articulated. Generally speaking, I don't show off the hands. I just leave them compacted for transformation's sake. But, you know, we're here. Why not? And then there's the tab for the gun. In fact, I'll show off here. You can see it from the inside of the arm. So we'll do it this way. Mind you, I did not modify that side. But it does seem to go a lot lower. It did, actually. So maybe he's meant to hold it in the left hand the whole time. Right there. So, yeah, maybe he is meant to hold it left-handed. I guess on the images he is, so maybe that was a pointless modification in the first place. I don't know. Zoom out a bit more. So, torso rotates there. And of course, you can rotate it up here as well if you're keen. You don't need to, though, especially with the backpack cinched up. So this is one reason I'm talking about the hand. Yeah, in the opening footage, I have the hand pulled out because I really like how the backpack cleans up when you take the hand out. Why is my focus way over there? What was... I want to touch the screen or something. Side skirts flip up. I love that all of them had the exact same side skirts, just painted accordingly. And you get a perfectly good Jean-Claude. Let's see how good this side is. Tighter, but it goes up. So does the shoulder. And like I said, the thigh rotation, because it is the kind that's up here in the hip, you know, it's buried up in there. The only thing I think I can do is loosen this screw a little bit and get in there. It does look like something might be misaligned at best. You do get single knee joint, get you that much, which, I mean, you don't need more than 90. Let's just be honest here. Always remember to, you know, when he comes out of the box, he will be mistransformed. These pieces here will be folded in, so it's not quite there to fill out the back of the leg. Foot has a really good rocker this way, and if you need to really drop down the ankle, you can. Just make it absurd. His toes do move quite a bit as well. I mean, you've got all this flip-floppy nonsense going on that you can make use of if you're so keen. Otherwise, just leave your foot alone like that. I'm gonna bring his arm back down. The fact that that doesn't tab in so well is annoying. Also, the elbow does have a little bit of reverse for whatever it's worth. Speaking of Coolpeak, since I brought him up, let's bring him up. His fellow arm bot, as it were. And who was my favorite until this one came out. So there we go. Looks pretty cool. I will say one thing about Green Zone. Ow, dang it. Gotta move my chair about a little bit. Green Zone has a head almost like Scorponok. And then he's got a head kind of like Optimus. It's very interesting. You know, and I did watch a little bit of the Headmasters cartoon just to see some, you know, some stuff with them. Because they play a big role in the Headmasters. They're just kind of the Autobot other team as it goes. So you can see here the differences in the crotch. And I think, Yeah, you okay. So if you turn it around, oh, okay. So I see what they did there. So they even changed this part here. Just this part itself is different too. That's cool, and it's not reused between the two of them. But the butt skirts and the side skirts are the inverse between the two of them. That's good. Of course, the legs are going to be identical with the exception of the different parts. You know, specifically like these panels are different, although these panels are the same. The toes are going to be different, you know, way down there, but you know, they're essentially the same bot, whereas our two leg bots do have some decent differences in their molding. But these guys, you know, the backpack is the only real major difference because he's got a very flat front. He's got a very, you know, protrudy top there, and this one does also pop out. You can pop this out and mount the wings on the back in the same way you could do for him. You know, if you're so inclined, you could do that. No real reason to show it off. You can do it. So just pull that little plug out and it'll go right in there. Let's see here. Is there anything else I need to do in robot mode? I don't think so. I guess at this point, because I do have them all, we can go ahead and show off the team so far. Oh, jeez. And there we go. There's the whole team all together, all the nice big boys. And it's not easy to get them all on this review set here. And we still got one more to add. And by the way, I did, between doing his review, I have restickered everybody, so I put on these same translucent cartoon ones. Even added some to Iron Butt back there because he didn't have an obvious Autobot logo, so they're actually on his gauntlets, which is an interesting place. Except, unlike the cartoon, they don't come out and over his wrist, you know. So it's a slight difference. Oh, so yeah, now I gotta get them all out of the shot real quick. Okay, so I left Cool Peak in there just because. So as it goes, at least with the two arm bots, they're my favorite. And this one by far is my favorite color scheme, favorite paint job. And I think it comes down to the metallic red being heftily used. I know it technically was on him, but it stands out more against the green on this one. And something just green and orange always does go together. Like, and considering this team doesn't have any kind of cohesive color scheme, unlike a lot of other combiner teams, it's very interesting that, you know, it just, why I like this. It's like so many things about it to not really like, but I really do dig this team so far. We still have one more to go, you know, and it's the most troublesome one as it goes. Just let you know that right now. And if you've seen other reviews of it, you understand why. I will also say I didn't realize that this center chest piece is also different entirely. So this whole piece is swapped over. It's not even the same. So that's cool. They do, while they're almost exactly the same, there's so many small differences just to make them individual. I do like that. And even where they reuse parts, they flip them so that they're a different actual thing. So I do digs it. There's only a few small issues, just a couple small fitment problems here and there. You'll probably see that when it comes to either the combined mode or the train mode if you watch the Taro video, or when I do put up the actual combined transformation video, which will be a long one, but I hope you guys will watch the whole thing. But as it goes, these are the most intuitive and probably the most fun transformation. The leg bots are pretty good, don't get me wrong, but there's still some issues there, especially even now, months later, going back to them. Things are looser than they were, you know, some fitment isn't as great, but these are damn near perfect right out of the box compared to their contemporaries. It's almost like they were made at a different time. It's kind of funny, but that's going to be it for this Green Zone. I almost said peak. I keep wanting to say Green Peak. Green Zone review. Make sure you go check out the rest of the train bots if you are interested. By all means, do so. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And of course, make sure you go watch the Taro video to see how to transform him back to train mode. I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.